show you that I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. We are the matriarchs of Fathom, and we have a interesting subject I would like to talk about this Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. Today's topic is on cheesy movies. We all love them. We all love to hate them. We have our favorites. So what I have is just a few movies that I've written down that I thought either me or Miss Patricia or Google will consider cheesy movies, and just like to ask, some questions on it. When I Google what is a cheesy movie, not that I agree with this, but it says not very good or original, without style in any way, that is embarrassing but funny, something cheap or unpleasant, it says, yet people love to watch them. Is it bad writing? Is it poor acting? Is it poor special effects? A weird plot? A low budget? It could be many things that people will consider certain movies cheesy. Some of the questions as I go around. Oh, hello, Miss Jen.
Hi. Sorry I'm running a little late.
Oh, it's all good, hon. Some of the questions, what I like everyone to think about while I'm naming some of these movies is what is your favorite? How many of these movies you have seen? What separates a cheesy movie from a non-cheesy movie? What is your definition of a cheesy movie? The first movie that I would like to mention is The Goonies. The Goonies was made in 85. I always thought The Goonies was a cheesy movie. I do know a lot of people enjoy it. But I would like to get the ladies' thoughts tonight on if they think The Goonies is a cheesy movie. Miss Jen, I would like you to be our first one.
I loved The Goonies, okay? It was one of the iconic movies of my early adolescence. And looking back on it now, yeah, it probably is cheesy. I mean, the plot's kind of predictable. It's formula, they find a treasure map, they go off on this quest to find a treasure, and they run into bad guys. It's every what am I trying? Formula fiction story, ever. But it was great. The special effects for the 80s, or I guess were okay. Looking back on them now, yeah, they do really kind of seem cheesy.
Okay, what about you, Miss Gray, The Goonies?
I mean, I don't really think of it as cheesy. I mean, from an adult perspective, maybe it is a little cheesy, but from a kid's perspective, I mean, I loved it when I was a kid. It was an adventure, and I think it was written for kids. So from a kid's point of view, it's not cheesy, and I think that's who it was intended for. So I think it just depends on your point of view. I mean, looking back now, it maybe seems cheesy, but at the time, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway.
Patricia, what about you, hon?
Goonies is a fun slapstick comedy. I think it's got the typical high schoolers, the guy driving his fancy car trying to tilt the rearview mirror down to check his girlfriend out, and then she winds up giving his Letterman's jacket back on the bucket that he sent down to rescue her. The part where the rich kid goes flying off the toilet seat when the pipes get busted. That's funny. It's all around campy fun.
Okay. All right, Miss Liz, The Goonies.
I love the Goonies, and I watch it anytime it comes on. I have never thought of it as cheesy. It's got some of the classic actors in it, especially when they were kids as classic actors. Now they're adults. Um, I mean, you look at them and you go, "Oh, there's Sam Wise," and I love the fact that, like you said, it's kind of predictable. They're gonna get their house foreclosed, and the town's gonna get zapped. But they find a treasure map. They go off on this adventure, and of course, they have the quintessential bad guys who are not very smart, and and they just have lots of fun. And in the end, they get the treasure, at least part of the treasure anyway, and the bad guys go to jail. So it's happy. It's a win-win when you think about it.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's just some of it is just absolutely hilarious.
So overall, do y'all think The Goonies wasn't a cheesy movie? No, it was. Down for yes for cheesiness. I always thought it was cheesy. What about you, Miss Jen?
Not real
Andrew?
cheesy.
Okay. I personally, as a child, thought it was cheesy then and kind of cheesy now, but you know. Okay, hello, Taco Cat. How you doing tonight? All right, the next movies, at least for me, is a set of movies that I would like to talk about, which I believe is cheesy. And my husband, Mark, is going to kill me for it. But every Hallmark movie ever made, I think is cheesy. Mark will record them. If you look at our DDR now, Christmas movies, the Hallmark movies, I think they're all are cheesy. They're predictable. I don't watch them. I'll walk in the room. He's watching them. I shake my head and I'll go in the room and watch a movie about death and destruction. So, Ms. Jen, do you consider Hallmark movies, and not a particular one, for me, it's all of them. Oh, see, Mark is watching them now. I'm sure he is. That's why I'm in here with y'all.
Yeah, those are pretty cheesy.
So why do you do not think they're cheesy, Miss Jen?
I think they're pretty cheesy. One, they're all love stories, and they're all the same story over and over. Different actors, different setting, same story. Big city girl goes to small town, falls in love with some guy in flannel, and learns the meaning of Christmas. End of all the Hallmark Christmas movies.
Totally agree. And Tyler Perry movies. I know. I think they're all cheesy too. All right, Miss Gray, what about you? Hallmark movies.
99.99% of them are cheesy. Every once in a blue moon, one will catch my eye and I'll watch it. Usually that's because of the actor in it or something like that. I saw one advertised the other day and it had a hockey player in it, and I thought, oh, I like hockey. Maybe I'll watch that one because it's a little bit different. But for the most part, no, I'm not watching it either. I'm going to go watch something, Star Wars or Marvel or something like that before I'll watch Hallmark movie. But,
I agree.
agree.
Patricia, what about you, hon?
Oh, they are definitely cheesy. They've got a set standard you can follow. There's either the guy or the girl that falls in love with somebody from the wherever they're not from, or else they're running away from something and somebody saves them. So yeah, they're pretty cheesy. I would rather watch anything sci-fi or documentary.
Miss Liz, what about you, hon?
Well, like you guys said, it's a fixed storyline, but there are like 4 or 5 that I have to watch every year. Even though I've watched them a dozen times, I gotta watch them because they make me feel good. She goes and does this, and she goes to the town, and she meets the guy, and then the guy, they fall in love, or they save the inn, or they save the bakery, or they save the fire station, or they save the cat, or the dog, and it just I love watching it because it makes me feel good.
Okay.
Now, for a while there, I couldn't watch them again. Right after I lost my husband, I had to take a hiatus from most Hallmark movies because it made me bawl bad, made me cry bad, bad, bad. So I had to stay away from them for about 2 Christmases before I could watch another one without turning into a blubbering idiot. But a good many of them are all cheesy, and then there, like I said, I have a handful I have to watch.
Okay.
I mean, I got a couple that I really like. My 2 favorites are The Christmas with 9 Lives, which is about a fireman and a cat and a girl.
Oh, there are those cats.
Really good. And then my next favorite one is the lady doctor who's trying to expand her resume so she can go to Boston and join this fellowship she wants to be a part of. And so she ends up going to this town up in the North Pole, which turns out to be where Santa Claus lives.
Oh, okay.
And
I believe you, Miss Liz. I believe you. I totally believe you. It sounds like you enjoy those.
Oh yeah, those are my 2 favorites, and I watch them every year.
Okay. Well, it looks like Marky Mark knows which ones you're talking about. See, there you go. Those cheesy Hallmark Christmas movies. So everybody, it looks like is giving it a thumbs up for yes, they are cheesy. All right.
But we still love them.
Okay. All right. So another movie that I would like to mention is another movie that was is in 80. It was made in 86. And it is called Big Trouble in Little China. Now, I have not seen the movie in years. Why? Because I think it's incredibly cheesy. All the thing I can remember is the green eyes. So, for me, it's definitely a cheesy movie. Even though I love Kurt Russell, it's cheesy. So, Miss Jen, Big Trouble in Little China. Have you seen it? And if you have,
I have, but it has been years and years ago, and I remembered it being pretty cheesy. I think that's why I only watched it once. I could only tolerate that movie once. Pretty much anything Kurt Russell did back in that era was cheesy, though. My dad loved that movie, so that should, and he liked Airplane and a bunch of other movies that I consider really cheesy and bad comedy too.
Actually, I have that on my list. Airplane. Okay. Lady Gray, Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, it's cheesy as heck, but I love it. I'll watch it. I know it's cheesy. It's a guilty pleasure,
Patricia.
It's cheesy. It's got adventure. It's got the bad makeup that the ladies wear when they're all put into the Chinese outfits and everything. It's got monsters. It's got a Chinese restaurant. It's all good fun.
All right. And Miss Liz, I know if you've seen it.
Oh yeah, I have it on DVD, and
I'm sorry.
and I really like this movie because it's got Kurt Russell in it,
Yeah.
and I like a couple of the other people that are in it also. And yes, it's very, very cheesy, but it's a fun kind of cheesy. And yes, you have the crazy aliens and the guys that blow up, and the lightning that comes out of the fingertips, and the funky, looks like a cross between the swamp monster and the and Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, yes, the overly overdone makeup on the ladies that they have to go rescue, and and then the stuff he makes them all drink that makes them think they're invincible, and it's got to be some kind of strong alcohol or something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And but it's hilariously funny. You know,
I see you really remember the movie.
oh, I've seen it all the time. Matter of fact, I think I saw it a couple months ago.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I pop it in because I gotta have my, you know, I love Kurt Russell, so I'll watch just about anything he's in.
That's true. It's actually funny. On my TV right now, I have Stargate on. So it's not cheesy, but it's not cheesy, but it's on right now. So
oh my God, I love Stargate.
Many,
it's its birthday today.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, it's like its 49th birthday or something. Oh yeah, it's been
maybe that's
the 49th birthday or something like that when it premiered at the movie theaters. Yeah. And I'm not telling you how many times I went to the movie theater to see that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I stopped counting. It's almost like Indiana Jones,
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so next movie is The Last Dragon. Sure enough, have any of y'all ladies have seen that? The Last Dragon was in '85, and it looks like as I'm looking over my list, a lot of these movies are comedies. I just really noticed that. And as I move on, quite a few of them was in the 80s. So I guess maybe the 80s were, the time of cheesiness. But has anyone seen The Last Dragon, Miss Jen?
Yes, The Last Dragon. While it is cheesy, I do love that movie. I mean, the Shogun of Harlem, come on, it's great. And with his football pads.
Just laughing thinking about it, isn't it?
Yeah. He was so over the top. I mean, it was like, Kiss meets martial arts. It was great.
Miss Gray, The Last Dragon.
I'm sure I've seen it, but I can't remember it for some reason. So I'm going to have to pass.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to laugh and, has that little, bam, bam, bam karate theme, definitely see it. It's a good cheesy movie.
Look for it.
Miss Patricia?
I probably have seen it, but I haven't seen it lately, so I'll take a pass on that one.
Okay. Like I said, give it a try. And what about you, Miss Liz?
Well, I saw it, but it was so long ago, I really don't remember a lot of it.
Okay.
But I do know I have seen it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk about another movie. This one is 88, and I know everyone has seen it, but Caddyshack.
Cheesy.
It's 100% cheesy. Bill Murray, funny. What is it? The squirrel, raccoon. It was just hilarious.
Gopher.
It was a gopher.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's a gopher.
Gopher.
Still funny, good old fashioned cheesiness. Miss Jen, what about you, hon?
That I think is probably one of the quintessential movies of the 80s. If you haven't seen Caddyshack, you can't call yourself Gen X. I don't know how many times I saw that movie growing up. That one was another one of my dad's favorites. With the gopher on the golf course. Bill Murray's vendetta against the golfer on the golf course. Yeah, Miss Liz has even got the dance down.
Yes. Miss Gray, Caddyshack.
I liked it. I think the gopher was my favorite part of the whole thing. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite. I know that
Oh,
makes me an oddball, but you know,
okay.
me odd.
Okay. Nothing wrong with being odd. We're all odd in a special way. Patricia?
Yeah, it's a good movie just to sit back and get a bunch of laughs and enjoy it with a big thing of popcorn and have fun. Forget about the real world troubles for a little bit at least.
Definitely. Definitely. And Miss Liz.
Well, Marky's right. That's one of my favorite scenes. Is when they were cleaning the pool out, and it was a Baby Ruth candy bar, and everybody thought it was a turd, and Bill Murray picks it up and sniffs at it and then chomps on it, and the lady almost faints dead away because she thought he was eating. It's just a candy bar. I still wouldn't have chomped down on it because it was in that filthy pool. But that character Bill Murray, he would have done anything.
Oh yeah.
He didn't have any scruples.
Not at all. Not at all.
But that's one of my favorite scenes of the movie. It's
the movie?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years, but it's something when I watch, I just laugh and enjoy. All right. Now this movie, I have not seen it in a long time. I don't think I would ever will again. It was made in 1986, and it's Howard the Duck.
I never saw Howard the Duck.
Don't watch it. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone, Miss Liz. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I heard a whole lot of bad things about that movie. Said it wasn't worth it. It stunk. It was, a real stinker.
Yes.
So I never, ever, ever, ever watched it.
I think it was at the end of one of the Avenger Marvel movies for like a second.
Yeah.
They mentioned it. And when I saw it, I was very disappointed they decided to put it in at the movie. But that's just my opinion. And like I said, I don't remember everything about it because it was just incredibly cheesy. I just remember making up this list and I had to put Howard the Duck. Miss Jen, did you think that was a cheesy movie? Have you seen it?
I've seen it. It's been years ago, and it really wasn't even that memorable. It was. I wouldn't even call it cheesy. I would just call it bad.
Okay.
It was just dreadful.
Miss Gray.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I have. I'm not sure how I haven't, but I don't think I have. Or if I did, it was so bad I blocked it from my memory.
Good for you.
I mean, we had cable and we had every channel that you could imagine back then. So I don't know how I didn't, but I don't remember. So I don't know.
You are one of the lucky ones. Miss Patricia.
Oh, I'm still waiting for my time refund from watching it. So it was funny.
Oh, apparently George Lucas made that movie.
Yeah, it was a stinker.
Wow.
He's got.
Wonder what they held over his head to make that one. Ugh, bad.
Stinker.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Lucas. Okay. These movies, I don't know how many they are. I don't even think I've watched them all. I think I've seen commercials on, but got some information on Howard the Duck. 1986 comedy. Yeah. Okay. Tim. Oh, I didn't know he was in it. The next set of movies, maybe there's 3, I believe, when I did my research, was Austin Powers. I might have saw one of them, maybe, but for me, it's cheesy. So, Miss Jen, and I want to say that I think there's 3 Austin Power movies.
There are 3, and yes, they are definitely cheesy, but they are. My brother took his now wife on their first date to see the first Austin Powers movie, and they've been married, over 25 years now. So, it couldn't have been that bad, right? They were cheesy, but they were cheesy on purpose,
Oh,
and they
true,
were funny.
true. Miss Gray?
Oh yeah, I've seen them. My husband loves those movies. He will quote Austin Powers to me all the time. Do I make you randy, baby? Do I make you horny? So, yeah, I've seen them all.
Okay. It sounds like you enjoy them.
Yeah, well, he did, and they were
Don't
fun.
say he did. You're laughing.
Definitely cheesy.
Patricia.
They are good fun. The accents are kind of horrible. The go-go dancers. And Marky Mark's comments just make it funnier too. So
Yeah, I
all
know
good.
you've seen them alone, not with me.
They're good. They're definitely cheesy.
And Miss Liz.
Thankfully, I have not suffered through any of those movies.
Good for you.
The only reason I know anything about them is because people make references to them about the mini me and a whole bunch of stuff like that, and I know who's in it, and that's about it. And I've seen costumes for it.
Yeah.
And that's my knowledge of the movie.
All right. Another movie that I would like to mention or set of cartoons is Scooby-Doo. I love Scooby-Doo. I'm a big fan of Scooby-Doo. I've probably seen almost every episode, except for the ones with Scrappy. But that's just another story. It's predictable. It's funny. From the cartoons to the movie, I believe Scooby-Doo is all cheesy. But I know for me, it's a cheesy set of movies, themes that I enjoy. Miss Gray, Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, love Scooby Doo. Always, and watched it since I was little. And um, one year I'm gonna go as Velma for Halloween. I'm gonna cosplay Velma before I die. Love me some Scooby Doo.
Miss Jen?
I love Scooby-Doo. In fact, my daughter and I were watching Scooby-Doo cartoons last Saturday. And I've been watching them since I was little. And while, looking back on them, they are pretty cheesy and predictable. When you're a little kid, they're great. And they teach you some, rational thinking skills, too, because you're trying to solve the mystery along with the gang when you're little. I mean, there were some of them that terrified me when I was a kid, like the one with the Phantom. Still love them.
Patricia? Scooby-Doo.
Oh, they're all good movies. It's fun to see if you can figure out who the bad person is. And Fred's always got his cravat up there tied and perfectly coiffed hair, and Daphne and Velma and Scooby are probably the smarter ones and Shaggy are the smarter ones of the bunch, I think.
Definitely.
Snacks.
Miss Liz, you want a Scooby snack?
Oh, I love Scooby snacks, and my favorite part of watching them was always to see who the guest star was going to be. Yeah, when they had the guest appearance, that was always probably my favorite part, was to see who the guest villain or the guest star or whatever was going to be in it. And yes, some of them were really smart, and some of them they had a bag of rocks for
Definitely.
But Scooby, oh yeah, with the Scooby snacks and everything.
Hilarious. The munchies.
The munchies.
All right, and another one. Well, one of my favorite set and is by movies by Mel Brooks.
I love Mel Brooks.
I love Mel Brooks. Most of them, I believe, are cheesy. I wrote a few ones down. Men in Tights, that was just on the other day. I know I watched it. Young Frankenstein, that was also on the other day. I know I watched it. Spaceballs, really. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
Spaceballs. That's just great. And even History of the World, Part 1, 2. Man Brooks, when in his 80s, he was the man, and I laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. Most of his movies to me were cheesy, but they were very, very enjoyable. And if it was on now, any of these movies that I mentioned, I'll be watching it. Miss Jen, Mel Brooks movies.
I love Mel Brooks movies. In fact, when I saw, the opening scene of Ahsoka and the rebel soldier or the fleet with their helmets, I really kind of expected somebody to make a Mel Brooks comment about, dark helmet there. I think Spaceballs and Men in Tights are my two favorite ones. In fact, I've got friends, we go around quoting those movies all the time to one another.
Yes. Definitely. Miss Gray?
Spaceballs all day long. I could watch it. I had it on VHS, and then I had it on DVD, and now I have it digital. I think I could watch it every day, and quote it all day long. And my family, we could just sit there and act it out. My husband wants me to make him a dark helmet cosplay. I just haven't figured out how to make the giant helmet yet, but I'm getting there. So one day he will be Lord Helmet for cosplay.
Take out the trash.
Definitely. Patricia?
Oh, we've gone plaid, I think. They're all good. They're all good fun. So
Okay.
We're going to plaid now. We have reached the speed of plaid.
Definitely. And Miss Liz?
Well, he just mentioned Blazing Saddles,
Yes.
which is also a classic.
Yes.
Major classic. They just had that on TV just recently.
Mm-hmm.
And Gene Wilder is just fabulous in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, all the people that are in that movie are hilariously funny.
Yes.
And Spaceballs is hilariously funny. I have liked everything Mel Brooks has ever made. I mean, he's done some really hilarious movies. I love the one where I don't know, was he doing the Hitler thing in History of the World?
Yes.
Or did he do that in a different Mel Brooks movie where he played his Roy?
I think it was in History of the World, I believe.
Yeah, he did his little impression of his Adolf Hitler impression, it's just we can't get. He made his movies, and they're supposed to be cheesy, and he hit the mark every time.
Every time, I totally agree.
Most of us who grew up with Mel Brooks can quote a lot of his stuff because that's what we grew up on.
True.
So
true. Next movie, once again, it's a set of movies and is one of my favorites is the Sharknado.
That's it. Marky's got it right. Marky's got it. He hit it right on the nose.
That's right. That was it.
Yep.
Is the Sharknado movies. I have them all on Blu-ray. When the first one came out, I had a Sharknado party. Came in, we just ate and just laughed. They're stupid. They're hilarious. The acting is just funny. And it's just, to me, it's a cheesy movie, but I just enjoy it. Miss Jen, Sharknado.
I'm going to have to pass on those. I haven't seen any of the Sharknadoes.
Honey, you can come over and we can watch it, baby. We can have another party. Lady Gray.
Yeah, I haven't seen them either. I'm
Oh my
sorry.
gosh, y'all come over. I have
Yeah,
them
we
on
need to have a Sharknado party.
Blu-ray. Oh my God, y'all come on. Patricia?
I haven't seen them either.
Oh
You're
my
gonna have
God,
to
oh my gosh,
I haven't
Sharknado,
seen them
come
either.
on.
Never, never, never.
Oh my God,
Sorry.
just me?
You're gonna have to have a slumber party, Vonda.
Yes, I think there's like 5, 6 of them. They're just funny. We can come over. We can eat fish, and we can just talk about Sharknado. It's so hilarious. You know, the acting is silly. You know what they do, what they say. There's a lot of famous stars doing cameos in these movies. You'll be surprised who's in these movies for just a few minutes. So if you just want to sit down and watch a incredibly funny set of movies, watch Sharknado. You know, they from California, they went to New York, there was a Universal. It's just a funny set of movies.
Send out the invites.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. Let's see. Now, someone earlier mentioned Airplane. I don't know how many times I see Airplane um, on regular TV, on cable. I own the movie. Airplane is cheesy. I know, I'm sorry, not Airplane, but yes. Airplane is cheesy, but it's a great cheesy
Airplane
movie.
2.
The first one is better. The second one is good, but the first one is better.
I like it because it's got William Shatner in it.
Yes, his ending was better than the first one. All right. But Airplane, I can quote that, and we watch it as a family. I have it on my personal computer. You know,
Don't call me Shirley.
It's great. Miss Jen, Airplane, and it was also another 80 movie. Airplane came out in 1980.
I remember watching that movie as a kid with my dad so many times. I didn't get half the jokes back then, but I laughed at the fact that he was laughing so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them both in the movie theater.
Yeah, I did too. Go
You
ahead,
know,
Miss.
at 9 or 10, my mom didn't consider that appropriate for me to go see. But when they came on cable, my dad would let me watch anything I wanted with him. So we'd sit there and watch Airplane. My mom was at choir practice for church.
It was definitely inappropriate if it came out in 80. I was 8. It was definitely inappropriate, but oh,
Yeah, I was in the 3rd grade. It wasn't for a 3rd grader.
Yes, not at all. But now it's just hilarious, just hilarious. Yeah, the white zone is loading for unloading. Yes.
And the sad thing is it wouldn't be made today because it was so wrong in so many ways.
See, and actually, that's a good
And that's
point.
what's funny.
Yes, and that's an excellent point because a lot of these movies that I've mentioned, I don't see it be able to be made today. I don't even think they have the same comic minds today as they did back then in apparently the 80s. So great point, Jen. Miss Gray, Airplane.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was cheesy. It was horrible parody, but yeah, you just had to watch it and laugh.
And still laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the comedy was brilliant, and you're right. They just can't do it today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They try, but
yeah,
they just can't.
But yeah, they tried. But I agree. Patricia.
I've seen it, but it's been a while. But it was funny when I saw it. So
Mm-hmm. It comes on regularly, so I'm not saying that I watch it every time it comes on, but And Miss Liz.
Oh, I really like Airplane in there, and he has that drinking problem,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and of course, I mean, Peter Graves is the pilot, and he's trying to explain things to that kid, and the kid's just not interested. And of course, the classic scene, which you cannot get away with nowadays, is the jive talking with the stewardess and the black guys, and they're talking, and nobody's understanding, but she understands them.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
gets the point, and of course, I mean, there is so many classic stuff in that movie that is just hilariously funny.
Yes, definitely, definitely. All right. Have any of y'all ladies seen I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? No? Watch it. That's all I'm gonna say. Watch it. It's once again very cheesy. A black comedy, but I definitely suggest watching it. It's just hilarious. A lot of famous people is in it, and you know, I own it and watch it regularly when it comes on. Um, Teletubbies, 1997. When Teletubbies came out, it was big. I had one of my daughters. She loved it. I went out and bought all the Teletubbies and La and, Poe, Tinky Winky, and Dipsy. It was big. I always thought the show was very, very cheesy, but the young kids back in 1997 loved it. And it went on for quite a few years. Then they had a scandal. We're not going to talk about that. But did anybody watch that with their kids? Teletubbies. Miss Jen.
No, mine was just a little too old for the Teletubbies age range when it came out. So thankfully I missed all that. We used to pick on them about being the stuff of nightmares, but we never actually sat down and watched them.
They made a lot of money back then. Miss Gray.
I had to suffer through Barney. So
I was
free from Teletubbies.
Barney's just as bad. So
Barney's
I had Barney and I had Thomas the Train, both equally cheesy. So I had my own suffering.
Yeah, we had Thomas the Tank Engine too.
Yeah, we had Thomas the Train and we had Barney. And I have a grandbaby and I suffered through Peppa the Pig. So
it's Bluey at our house, but Bluey is tolerable.
Yeah, if you haven't suffered through Peppa the Pig,
I won't allow Peppa the Pig or Caillou anywhere near my granddaughter.
Oh yeah, I remember Caillou. Oh my God. Yeah.
Now, do you think it was cheesy because we were adults? Because I know my daughters used to love them.
I thought they were creepy as hell.
I think I agree with her.
Yeah. I know my daughter used to say the Thomas the Trains look possessed. Yeah,
Patricia, Thomas the Train, Teletubbies, Barney. What about you?
They all have bad earworms when they start their singing. Any one of them. It's like, stop. Get it out of my head. The sun was scary in Teletubbies, and the way the Teletubbies talk, that was bad. And Barney and what is it? There's Blue's Clues. Also, you can throw that in there.
And Miss Liz, I know you might not have had little ones, but any experience in any of these lovely shows?
Well, thankfully, I never had to suffer through Barney, Teletubbies, or any of that. Now, Blue's Clues and Thomas the Train and Bob the Builder and, stuff like that. I had a nephew who was into that kind of stuff. So I know about those. But as far as thankfully God, he was never into the ones that would send an adult into the insane asylum.
Okay. I will agree to that. Most of those probably would have. All right, ladies. I only have one more movie that I would like to mention. It is probably my favorite movie, probably of all time, worth of cheesiness. I have many versions of the board game Clue. I love the movie Clue. It is 100% cheesy. I don't know how many times I've seen Clue. I own it on cassette, DVD, Blu-ray. I had the game where you can actually do a dinner. I have, Disney Clue, um, Mickey Mouse. I have so many versions. I'm surprised I don't have one right here of Clue. Cheesiness, but just hilarious. 1 + 2 + 2 + 1. I can quote every single time this movie is on and I'm passing. I don't care what I'm doing. I will turn to it, sit down, and watch it. I have it on my phone, on my computer, my laptop. I could be going to the doctor, and I am laughing because I am watching Clue. It is so cheesy, but so enjoyable. I love it. Miss Jen, Clue.
That one was good, and it was cheesy because it was the board game come to life. And I grew up playing the board game and loved it. It was one of my favorites because, I had a secret. And especially, if I was the one that set it up, I knew who did it. It was great. It was great fun.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was cheesy, but it was cheesy fun. It was cheesy in a good way.
Yes. Miss Gray, Clue.
Love it. We'll watch it every time it's on. Have it on DVD, and I have a digital, and my lodge that Eastern Stars that I'm a member of, each year we put together a murder mystery dinner that's very Clue-esque that I've kind of taken over running. And this year it's going to be a 1920s themed one, so it's going to be very Clue-like. And my character that I'm going to be is going to be very much like Miss Scarlet. So I'm going to finally get to live out being in Clue, and it's like a childhood dream come true. So I'm super excited about that.
Have a good time. I forgot about the mystery, murder mystery shows. I've been to quite a few of those, and
it's our big fundraiser we do every year.
Good for you. Tell me about it. Definitely tell me about
cheesy, kind of crappy food, not crappy food, but crappy food and a very cheesy performance by a bunch of old ladies, and we have a good time. And so, but it's very Clue-like.
Good for you. Good for you. Miss Patricia, Clue. Don't disappoint me. Clue.
Clue is good. It's good fun. I've got it in DVDs. I just have to figure out where I've stashed all the DVDs. But it's fun. It's fun to watch and try to guess who did it, even though you've seen it before.
All three versions of the endings. And Miss Liz, Clue. I know you've seen it.
Oh yeah, we grew up playing Clue. We always played Clue. Yes, I like the movie because I like the people that are in it. And it's a very silly movie. But the only reason I watch it or rewatch it is because I like the people that are in it.
Yes.
The actors. So, yeah. I mean, it's not well written. The acting is pretty, to say the least, but that's the way it's supposed to be. But, yeah, it's funny. And it's just watching all these classic actors acting like idiots,
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Have fun playing Miss Scarlet, by the way.
There's many versions of Miss Scarlet. Now, for me, I just mentioned that Clue is my favorite of all time cheesiness movie. I would like for all y'all to name a movie that y'all would consider y'all favorite all time cheesiness. Let's go with you, Miss Jen. What's yours?
My all-time favorite has to be Monty Python's The Holy Grail. I love that movie. I have seen that movie so many times. I have it on DVD. I had it on VHS. Used to watch it on PBS. I mean, I love anything Monty Python did, but The Holy Grail is the best.
I actually had that on my list.
Yeah, bring out your dead. But I'm not dead yet. Better.
Miss Gray, you're cheesy in this movie.
Spaceballs. Gotta be Spaceballs. The Schwartz is strong with this one.
Yes, ma'am. Patricia.
I would say Stripes, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Monty Python, definitely. I was going to say, "'Tis but a flesh wound."
Mm-hmm.
Come back here, you coward.
Yes. Yes. And you, Miss Liz.
You already know what my favorite is. Mighty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes.
I love that movie. I can quote it from here to eternity. It's just, I could go through the whole thing. We are the Knights of Neat, and it's only a flesh wound, and bring out your dead, and I want a shrubbery, and of course the French on top of the castle, and he's throwing his insults, and so on and so forth, and of course the classic,
The coconuts. And 3 is the number that which you shall
of course, and then they have to go and ruin it at the end. The only thing I don't like is the very end when the cops come in and the detectives and everything and start taking everybody away. That's the only part of that movie I don't like. Okay. I like everything else about that movie, but that part.
Alrighty. Well,
I think they totally blow it when they do that at the end of the movie. They should never have. Yeah.
But if you ever get to see Spamalot live on stage, go.
Oh God, yes.
You'll laugh until you cry. I thought I was going to laugh myself into early labor with Zoe when I went to see Spamalot.
Yeah. Spamalot is great.
Spamalot
is the best.
It's the stage play of the Holy Grail.
Okay.
I have it on CD. And I used to be able to play it in my car all the time. But my new car did not come with a CD player, so now I don't have it, so I don't get to listen to it. But I used to be driving, I would be singing.
Okay.
And oh my God, yes, Spamalot is the best. I mean, I just wish they had brought it here. You know, it would have been nice to have been here. Like here in, I mean, they bring all kinds of other Broadway shows. Why don't they bring Spamalot?
They brought it to Shreveport.
Yeah, but that's not close enough.
It's got to be Norfolk. Yeah, I've never heard of that one. So, okay, I might have to look that one up.
Oh my God, yes, it's a Broadway version of the Holy Grail.
Okay.
It's Broadway version, and and the songs are fabulous. You'll end up singing them. They're so good.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, it looks like a lot of these movies are funny. They're comedies. They're corny, but we just love our cheesy movies. And I've also noticed when all of us were talking about certain movies, we know the quotes. I put a couple of quotes down. None of the quotes we talked about. I just looked up, a couple of quotes from some movies itself that we all know. Like "I'm King of the World." Everybody knows where that's from. Nobody put baby in the corner. Kind of a cheesy quote. "I love you." Ditto. "You had me at hello."
Yeah.
And then of course Goonies, "Never Say Die." But
Goonies,
all the
never say die.
Yes. all these movies that we mentioned, a lot of them had famous quotes. So obviously, even though they're considered cheesy, some of them we do, some of them we don't, we still love them. We got a special place in our heart for them. And I appreciate that. We looks like our next show, I guess, will be our last one for our holiday break. Looks like it's going to be in about 2 weeks. Not sure on the date. I'm going to write that down.
I'll probably be in Florida.
Oh, enjoy Florida. Make sure you drive safely. Have a good time. Be safe. November 16th.
If I know the date and time and I'm not out running around at Disney World, I might just join you. You never know.
Okay. Ooh, look at
Yeah,
you.
because
What you
that's
at Disney?
that's exactly when I'm going to be in Disney World on the 16th.
16th. Okay.
I'm
Well,
there
you know.
I'm there from the 12th to the 19th.
Okay.
You can
Well,
always join us from Disney World.
That's
yes.
okay with me,
Yes.
as long
To
as
be a
I'm not
special
out
edition.
carousing the fireworks or something. I will definitely join you.
Okay. Okay. Just make sure you be safe and think about us here in Virginia. So the show that I would like to do, the last show of the year on November 16th, it's just going to be on some holiday movies, just holiday movies. And, Christmas, 4th of July, Halloween, just holiday movies. It doesn't necessarily just have to be with the holidays coming up. It's just any holiday throughout the year. I'm just gonna, look up some movies and, we can talk about it. And I think that would be a nice ending before our break.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do appreciate everyone joining today, everyone in YouTube or Facebook world. And everyone be safe. Have a great 2 weeks. And we will see you on the 16th at about 8:30.
Yes.
Have a nice night.
Please subscribe and hit that notification bell, and thanks.